Welcome back to Mrs. Mayo's in-home art studio. This week we are celebrating our wonderful state, Rhode Island. We are going to create a graphic design image collage of all different symbols that celebrate Rhode Island. I am going to start with our flag because it's fantastic and I love our state motto. I think it's more important now than ever, which is hope. So my image is going to start with that. You're going to see in my slideshow 12 different ideas that I have. You certainly could come up with your own, but I'm going to share with you 12 different things that I think of right away with Rhode Island. They are, let me look at my list, the flag. That was the first thing. The second for me right now, because my yard is just full of them and they're beautiful and they send a message of spring and hope to me, which is our violet, the Rhode Island violet, the common blue violet. I also, of course, think immediately of the Rhode Island red. It's such a cool state bird. We have our own chicken. And I know so many of my South County friends love chickens as much as I do. I wish the mayor, anyway, that's a side note. I want chickens. Someday, I hope it happens. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to draw a wave, a simple wave. Sailboats, lobsters, my main man Rocky over here. Dell's Lemonade, of course. Up in my neck of the woods in Cranston, a lot of my neighbors think of the big blue bug, nibbles wood away. Our actual state, the map, I'm going to have included in the slideshow, and the Newport Bridge. Lighthouses, personal favorite of mine. And finally, the Quahog, another favorite of Mrs. Mayo's. So again, you're only going to pick 5 and create a graphic design image that tells the story, or in part, of Rhode Island. Let's get started. All right, so all you need for this is a piece of paper and pencil. You certainly can color it in if you want, but I am only gonna start with paper and pencil. You can color with whatever you have available, or just leave it paper and pencil and maybe outline with some marker. That's your artist's choice. I want you to take a moment and think of the symbols I shared with you, and take a moment to look at the slideshow and the presentation. Before you start, I want you to look through all those images and find what matters the most to you. And like I shared, what matters most to me is our state flag. So I want to put a lot of visual emphasis in my artwork on the Rhode Island flag. So I'm going to put it front and center, and I'm going to make it larger than all the other drawings. An anchor is something I have found over the years most children love to draw. So let me show you a simple way. So think about where you want to place it. And again, I'm making my anchor front and center and large to create visual emphasis. Please pardon my neighbor skateboarding. So I'm going to draw the letter T to begin. Just a lowercase letter T. From there, I'm going to draw a circle. If you look at the Rhode Island flag, that would be what would attach to the chain on the boat. From there, I'm going to come down and I'm going to make the letter J. And again, on the other side, as totally symmetrical as possible. Tricky. Now from here, I'm going to transform it by coming down here and making the letter V. And I'm going to bring this V up and make like an arrow. That's the hook that would bring it into the ground. And again, I'm working with pencil because I'm going to make mistakes. And then once I really like what I have, I can shade it in. And again, bring it up over here and make that little arrow hook that will go into the ground and keep it down. And once you like it, you can darken it up. Remember my favorite little rule in the art room: draw a light until you've got it right. Because again, mistakes happen. That's part of the artistic process and what erasers are for. I used to have an art teacher who would cut all his erasers off. It drove me crazy. So I will never do that to you. And celebrate the fact that you may not get it right the first time and you just try again another way. All right, I'm liking my anchor. I'm gonna stop there. Now I'm gonna move on to our flag and state's motto, which is hope, which I honestly feel is more important now than ever. So again, I'm gonna put visual emphasis on hope. So I'm gonna write it, just the word first. And try to watch the kerning on your letters. That's the spacing. It's something I always struggle with. Now I'm going to make them into block letters. Now you may not want to draw dark if you're going to color it in with the yellow like it is on our state flag. That would be my recommendation to you. Now to draw a banner, which I certainly want to do because that's how it appears on our flag, you're going to begin with just that curved rectangular shape. Then from there, you want to bring the bannery part down on the bottom, which actually almost just looks like a, you guessed it, triangle. See how I did that? Then from here, you bring a line and then another line, and just like a ribbon. And then it connects to this triangle. See how I did that? And I messed up on that side, but again, I'm pretty happy with it. Now, you may be wondering what these stars are all about. Well, really fantastic fact. Rhode Island was the 13th original colony, and I want to include that because I feel like that is a really important part of our state's history and really neat that we were the 13th. We were the last to sign. Anyway, let's keep going with the stars. And again, draw lightly till you've got it right. And you really want to make sure you have 13. That's a really important part of honoring our state's history. I'm going to speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now again, I kind of made mistakes. This one should be moved over, so I am going to erase it. Now I still have many more things to draw. So you can see I put emphasis on my anchor, and now I'm going to draw things around it that I think really describe Rhode Island. So the next thing that I remember growing up in South County as a little girl was collecting quahog shells. They've always mattered a lot to me. I collect them and put them around my yard. I paint them. I absolutely love them. So I am going to draw a quahog shell. And really the big thing is that fan-like oval shape. And then you want those lines. And you could draw one on the inside too. A really cool part of South County history with our Narragansett tribe is the use of wampum as currency, and really beautiful. I have some jewelry I've acquired over the years from artisans in Rhode Island made of wampum, and special to me because it's our South County history. The other really interesting thing about quahogs is they're used to make chowder, which is a favorite food of Mrs. Mayo's. My grandfather, when I was young, and actually when my mom was young, would put on Rhode Island clam bakes. Can you see that image there? Where they would dig a hole and bury clams and all sorts of other foods in with seaweed and then start a fire. Sometimes a pig would be roasted. My grandfather would put these on and he would take my mom clamming. It's a really, really awesome part of Rhode Island history is the clamming. So I have my quahog. I have my state flag. Now I'm going to draw the violet. Again, beautiful symbol of spring. A dear friend of mine, the art teacher at Broad Rock, Mrs. Roke. She's a daughter named Violet. It's a name I've always loved. And it is such a cool piece of Rhode Island also. I, of course, believe in drawing from observation, so I went out and gathered these violets from my yard, which is completely full of them. If you don't have access, just look at a picture in the slideshow. Again, when drawing from observation, you just draw the basic shapes that you see. This part I may color because I just really love the colors that are inside the violet. So beautiful. They really have a really cool leaf too that actually almost looks like a heart. So I'm going to incorporate that because I love our ocean state so much. We are so lucky to live in this beautiful, beautiful state. I feel that with every part of me. I love Rhode Island and I love South Kingstown. You guys have so many beautiful things all around you. All right, so I have my violet, I have my quahog. Now I'm going to show you how to draw waves. So I'm going to do in this corner some waves. It's super simple. It's an arch shape. See how I did that? And then it comes in. It almost looks like what letter? You guessed it, the letter C. And that is such a huge part of Rhode Island. It's our license plate, guys. So even if you go out and just look at the car in the driveway or garage and check out that Rhode Island, if there's an updated Rhode Island plate, it's certainly not what it looked like when I was your age, but it's a really cool plate now. You could do it again. This was a cool, very hip thing when I was a kid to draw these waves. And I think you're going to enjoy it also. Now, lastly, I'm going to draw a lighthouse. Lighthouses are so symbolic of Rhode Island, and I'm just going to put one here to the side. You want to begin with that cylinder shape. Now, I'm going to make my cylinder a little wider at the bottom and a little more narrow at the top because that's how a lot of them look. Not all, but a lot. Then you're going to want to make sure to curve the bottom to make it that cylinder. And the top will be more straight. Now I'm going to make curves inside, or you could just do one at the bottom like Plum Beach. Really up to you. From there, you want to make that observation deck, right? So you're going to have a line going, and then you're going to bring it up. And that is where people would look out. And if you want to make the railing, you can certainly do that, right? And from there, you're going to come up and make another cylinder shape, and that's where people would be doing the lookout. And from here, if you wanted to draw the light coming, you could, right? And then draw the top. And in my slideshow, I'm going to show you some Rhode Island lighthouses. Down below, I'm going to add some windows. They don't all have this, really your choice. Maybe you've been lucky enough to see some. And I'm going to draw the island coming off and then the water all around. We have more coastline than any other state in our great nation. That is why we are the ocean state. And again, I can't say it enough. We are so lucky to be here. And you guys in the wonderful coastal community of South County. Feel free to add more than 5 images. I hope you have so much fun doing this and celebrating our great state. I know I did. I've never been more proud to come from Rhode Island than I am right now. I'm so grateful. Here's my pencil drawing. I am going to go through and ink it over and color in some parts. Look out for it on the slideshow. Have so much fun celebrating our great little state. Be well. I miss you all. Have fun.
And you come from